So next problem on multiplication theorem. The probabilities of three drivers A, B and C driving home safely after consuming liquor are 3 by 4. So A 3 by 4 and B 4 by 5 and C 5 by 6. So these three are the probabilities of those persons A. The chances of A reach his home safely is 3 by 4 and B reach his home safely is 4 by 5 and C reach his home safely is 5 by 6. Okay, so these three probabilities are here individual. They are not dependent on others here. So if A drinks, so his drinking is not affect the driving of B here. If B drinks, his drinking will not affect to the A's or C's reaching home. So all three drivers, the probability of reaching their home are purely independent. Okay, so one day the three drivers drive home after consuming liquor in a party. Find the probability that all of three drivers drive home safely. So one day all attended a party, and in that party all three drivers drink liquor, and now they are driving to their home. So what is the probability that all of them drive their home safely? So here all of them, A and B and C, all three will reach home safely. So directly they have given the probabilities here, nothing to calculate extra. So probability of A. So P of A is equal to 3 divided by 4. Probability of B. P of B is equal to 4 by 5. And probability of C. P of C is equal to 5 divided by 6. So now we want all of them to reach their home safely. So here product of E. So P of A intersection B intersection C is equal to P of A into P of B into P of C. So P of A is 3 divided by 4 into P of B is 4 divided by 5 into P of C is 5 divided by 6. 4 get cancelled, 5 get cancelled, 3 ones are 3 twos are. So finally, probability of A, B and C will reach home safely is 1 divided by 2, that is 0.5. All of them, all three of them, A and B and C will reach their home safely. That is probability is 0.5. 50% chance is there that all of them will reach their home safely. A coach wants to select a player for a cricket match with the following qualities. So here a cricket coach wants to select players for his team. Okay, so requirement of players here. First, a good batsman. Probability of getting good batsman is 3 by 10. So first he want batsman. So the probability of getting a good batsman is 3 by 10. Okay. Second requirement, second player is a good bowler. And selecting a good bowler. So selecting good bowler is 2 by 10. 2 by 10. And the third one is a good fielder. So third one is good fielder. Okay. So probability of getting good fielder is 5 divided by 10. 5 by 10. Okay. So find the probability that of getting such a player when these three attributes are independent. So here clearly they have mentioned in the problem that selection of these three players are purely independent. That means they're in their coaching class, they have 10 batsmen. Out of 10 they have to select one. So out of 10 the chances of getting one batsman is 3 by 10, and out of 10 players selecting two bowlers, 2 by 10, and fielder, 5 fielders are there, so selecting 5 fielders out of 10. So here one fielder will be selecting in 5 by 10 ways, we can also see. So that coaching class has 10 students. Out of 10 students, 3 are batsmen, 2 are bowlers, and 5 are fielders. So each of them will be selected here, each person. So selection of batsman will not affect to the selection of a bowler. Selection of bowler will not affect to the selection of fielder, and selection of fielder will not affect to the selection of batsman or bowler. So all three selecting of all three players is purely independent. Okay, so in how many ways or how many combination we can select here? So first, instead of batsman bowler, give them name here. Let selection of batsman be event A, or let B be selection of bowler, and let C be selection of fielder. Okay, so probability of A, P of A is equal to 3 by 10, P of B is equal to 2 by 10, and P of C is equal to 5 by 10. Okay, so now selecting of all of them, all three here. So probability of selecting all three players is probability of A intersection B intersection C is equal to P of A into P of B into P of C. So since they have mentioned that individual here, so P of A is 3 by 10 into 2 by 10 into 5 by 10. Okay, so here we can't cancel much. 2 ones are 2 5s are 5 ones are 5 ones are. So that is selection of all three players is 3 into 1 into 1, that is 3, 10 into 10, 100. So selection of a good player, good batsman, good bowler, and good fielder is 3 by 100. Or else you can write here 0.03. What is the probability that there will be 53 Mondays in a randomly selected non-leap year and leap year? Okay. So here you must understand the question properly. Leap year and non-leap year. So in a leap year, how many weeks we get? And in a non-leap year, how many weeks we get? So a week contains 7 days in a week. We all know that week contains 7 days. And leap year. So leap year having 366 days. And non-leap year having 365 days. So 365 days means here divided by 7 if we do. So how many weeks we get? We all know that there are 52 weeks in a year. Every month we have 4 plus week, 4 full weeks and few days. 28 days comes in a 4 weeks and remaining 2 to 3 days. 29, 30 or 29, 30, 31. 2 or 3 days extra. So that will be covered in next month again. So in that way, total 52 weeks we have in a year. So 52 complete weeks means how many days? 364 days plus 1 day. That 1 day may be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So that 1 day may be anything. So we can get that 1 day would be Monday. That is 1 divided by 7. The probability of getting 53 Mondays in a non-leap year is 1 divided by 7. So P of Monday, probability of getting Monday in a non-leap year is equal to 1 divided by 7. So in how many ways we can get? We can get Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So there is a 1 out of 7 days is Monday. So 1 by 7 probability of getting Monday in a non-leap year is 1 by 7. Now come to the second question, that is in a leap year. So in a leap year, what is the probability of getting 53 Mondays? So that is 1 Monday. In how many ways we get here? So here again 52 complete weeks into 7 means 364 days plus 2 days. So combination of these 2 days, in what ways it can come? So first is Sunday and Monday. Second combination is Monday and Tuesday. Third combination is Tuesday and Wednesday. Fourth is Wednesday and Thursday. Fifth combination is Thursday and Friday. And the last combination is Friday and Friday, Saturday, and last combination is Saturday and Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, Saturday, last Saturday and Sunday. So how many ways? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in these 7 combination, we can get last 2 days. So in how many ways we can get 53 Mondays here? In 2 ways. That is, one is a Sunday and Monday. That is a 365th day is a Sunday. 366th day is Monday. Or else we can get 365th day is a Monday. 366th day is a Tuesday. So in these 2 ways we can get 53rd Monday. So probability of getting 53 Mondays in a leap year is 2 out of 7. So probability of getting Monday, 53 Monday is equal to 2 out of 7, 2 by 7. So problem on both addition theorem as well as multiplication theorem. A machine has 2 parts A and B. In a given period, the probability of failure of part A is 0.07. So part A, failure of part A is 0.07 and that of B is 0.05. A is 0.07 and B is 0.05. What is the probability that the machine fails in that period? So here in a given, they have given a particular time period here. So during that time period, the part A will fail. The chance of part A will fail is 0.07, and the chance of part B will fail is 0.05. So here it is also possible that both of them may fail simultaneously, or any one of them will fail. So here chances of failure is just 0.07. That means only 7%. So part A and 5% part B. So here that means again here there is a 93% chance that part A will run successfully without any failure, and a 95% chance that part B will run successfully without any failure. So any one may fail, both of them may fail. So here first we need to find what? Both of them will fail. A also will fail and B also will fail. That is A intersection B. So part A. So here already they have given P of A. So P of A is equal to 0.07 and P of B is equal to 0.05. So first we assume that, so failure of both parts, probability of failure of both parts is equal to P of A intersection B, or P of A into P of B. Both will fail. So both will fail is 0.07 into 0.05. That is equal to, so 0.07 into 0.05. 7 5s are 35. So 0.07 into 0.05 is 0.0035. 0.0035 is the chances that both of them will fail. So now the question, the machine fails. So when the machine will fail? When both of them will fail or any one of them will fail. So here this is a probability of both part will fail. Okay, now the probability of machine will fail. So machine may fail even when any one of them will fail. That is addition theorem. If A also fails, machine will not work. If B fails, then also machine will not work. And there is a chance again that if both of them will not work, then also machine will not work. So probability of machine will fail is equal to P of A union B. So P of A union B means addition theorem here and addition theorem. Since here both are not mutually exclusive events. They are not mutually exclusive event. So P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. A will fail, B will fail. So either A or B will fail, then also machine doesn't work. A and B both will fail, then also machine doesn't work. So P of A is 0.07 plus P of B will fail 0.05 minus P of A intersection B, that is 0.0035. So probability of machine will fail is equal to 0.07 plus 0.05 is 0.12. 0.12 minus 0.0035. So that is 0.12 minus 0.0035. So 0.1165. So probability of machine will fail is 0.1165.